Welcome, my name is Clemens Reijnen and this is the second video in my series of videos about basic scenarios with Microsoft Test Manager. And in this scenario we're going to talk about the bug, how dev and test work together on a bug. So when we open Test Manager, we select the test plan, and within a test plan you can set several properties, and when I'm pointing out now is the test setting property, and in that section of a test plan you can start organizing what kind of information needs to be captured when executing your test case. So those data collectors you can see over here, there are actions, they can record event logs, and that's actually pretty powerful, for example, especially when working on multi-tier systems. So you don't have to ask the administrator for the event log of the system, but it's captured during the test case and also in the bug report. So the other ones, other and very interesting one is the IntelliTrace. And I'm definitely going to record another video about IntelliTrace, but just keep in mind right now it gives the developer the capability to debug in your environment or in your test case you run. So the other one was the video recording, and that's actually a very useful and powerful one. So when we are going to run those test cases, we can select several options when we do the run options, and one is the build, which build you're going to run on. Very useful information, because most of the times the dev is going to ask on what build the test, and the other thing is
which information you want to collect. So when you start running that test case, you see it initializes the diagnostic data adapters. So let's start running this test case, and sure in this one we will find a bug. First we have the shared steps, and the first one opens the browser. That one's going to be successful. So the email address, that one passes, and then we've got the third name, and there isn't a third name text box in there, so this one fails. We'll fill in some additional comment, no text box, and then we can add some additional information to it, and one of that is capture a screenshot of it, because probably the developer won't believe us that there isn't a text box in there, and with the screenshot you can prove it. The other information you can capture is the environment snapshot, and you have to have lab management in place for that one. We haven't here, so we don't do that. The other one is then we can create a bug, and actually the create exploratory bug is pretty useful, and I will explain that later on in another video. So when I push the create bug button, all the information of the data diagnostic adapters is collected, and what you see right now are the steps we executed, the attachment in there, and the video that was recorded and is indexed in the steps we did. When we scroll down, you see the other information, the actions, the event log, the system information, and the complete video. And the other one is the data iteration, the values we used while we executed this task, and it's one of 3. So only thing we have to do is fill in a good title for this bug, assign it to the right people, and save and close this. So we don't have to write down every step as a tester what we did for this test case. Everything is collected, and you can see it's failed in our environment, in our test plan. So let's jump to the development environment, and let's see how the developer is going to solve this problem. So he opens my bugs, and the last one, 228, that's the bug, and actually what you see right now is completely the same information as the tester collected. So the developer is probably going to look at the screenshot And yeah, there's no third name text box in there, so he believes that one. And maybe he's going to look at the video what happened over there, and that video jumps to the place where the bug was found, and he sees, okay, there's it fails, okay, that is what he did. And then you can see some additional system information, and at the top you see the build which is in use for this when the test case runs. Very useful information, especially for the tester. And then the developer is can dive into the test case, and you can see over here what the additional steps were, what the data sets were, and then he also can jump to the user story or the requirement which was used, which was tested by this test case, and the implementation tasks. And this is actually very powerful for the developer to find out what happened and who implemented it and all that kind of information. That's the delinked work item functionality. Now probably this is the bug. We forgot to uncomment some things. We solved it one, and we associate we associated with the bug, and we said the bug is resolved. So now then we jump back to the tester scenario. So the bug is solved. The developer says the bug isn't there anymore, and the tester is going to retest it. And as you can see in the lower right corner right now, there's the build started, and in that build the bug was solved. So the tester has in his test environment a verify bug section, and there you can find all the bugs were created by him. And in the lower left you see the bug was resolved by the developer, and he can verify that bug. And what happens right now, the test runner launches, and the test case which is associated with that bug is started. And the good thing right now is that you can see there's still some action recording with it in the orange section. So the tester now can execute or replay this test case till the step where the bug was found, and from that step he can validate if the bug has been solved. So at this moment we are replaying the scenario, and then we came to the step 9 where we have the third name, and yeah, the text box is back again. So we are happy, it passes, and finally we validate the rest of the test case if there aren't any additional problems. So happy, this one passes, and then we close the browser. That one passes too, and we're going to save and close this test case. And at that moment, Test Manager is going to ask, what is the state of your bug right now? Do we need to put it at a closed level? Everything was succeeded, so probably that was it. And then you save the change, and that way you verify the bug. As you see right now, we did the execution phase, some infrastructure pieces, and the control pieces of the TMAP testing process lifecycle. Some additional information you can find in the TMAP process template, and you can download it from tmap.coplex.com. Thank you.